Hey guys, so we're going to solve a problem from I think the Pathfinder book for Math Olympiad. I think it's the second problem in Build Up Your Understanding 2 in geometry. If you want a reference for the problem, uh, we're going to solve this problem in three different ways. Okay, so the first way is using just congruent triangles and a very important construction technique called transferring segments. Okay, and the second way will be using trigonometry, and the third and the shortest way will be using a theorem called Ptolemy's theorem, which I'll state in the video. Here the important thing you'll have to learn is this idea of transferring segments and when to use it. Okay, so this idea of transferring segments is used often if somebody gives you some a weird kind of data which says that some segment AB and some other segment AX is equal to BC. Okay, so some sort of sum of segments or some double the segment is equal to something. Some weird equation is given to you at two disparate parts, or two maybe even connected, but not along the same line segment, but there are multiple segments and they are related by some equation. If somebody gives you something like that, right, then the idea of trying to transfer all these segments onto one common line so that we can compare them is basically the idea of transferring segments. You'll see an example of this on your screen, and let's solve this problem in three different ways. Okay, so first we'll solve this problem by just the notion of congruent triangles. So all you need to know is congruent triangles, and the idea is to transfer lengths. Okay, so first method of solving this problem, method 1, is by transferring line segments. Okay, so let's try to first draw a rough sketch of this problem. So in the first attempt of the sketch, if you try to draw a quadrilateral A, B, A and B, D, so that AB equal to AD as given in the problem, and let's try to draw this and say BCD. Okay, now we've been told that this is 60 degrees and this is 120 degrees. Okay, now this immediately suggests to us that since the opposite angles are up to 180, they must be on a circle. So let's erase this and redraw this quadrilateral in a circle. Okay, so let's draw a circle. Okay, let's draw a circle. Okay, and let's draw the quadrilateral now in it. Notice that the angle is 60. So if the angle is 60 on the arc, which means at the center subtends 120, which is 1/3 of the arc, right? So let's roughly try to draw it as accurately as possible by sort of eyeballing what would be 1/3 of an arc. Okay, maybe this is 1/3 of an arc, and this has to be 60, and further it should be isosceles, so it should be in the middle. So let's try to draw it like that. So let's try to draw these line segments. Okay, so now this is A, this is B, and this is D. Okay, so this is 60. Okay, and this is supposed to be equal. Okay, so since equal chords are contained in equal arcs, so AB arc and AD arcs are also actually equal. Okay, BCD is 120, so that's actually the opposite side of the cyclic quadrilateral. So C can be anywhere in the minor arc BD. Okay, so C can be anywhere, so let's mark C at some random point, and let's join. Okay, so and this will always be anyway 120. Okay, now we know that, so let's we'll write it later. So now the thing is that we have to show BC plus DC is equal to AC. So we have to show BC, this line segment, plus DC is equal to this line segment AC here. Okay, all right, so the way we do this is by transferring segments. Now let me explain what that means. So this is a very useful trick, and we will see many problems. We'll solve many problems using this method. That whenever you have some two segments just added up to give to a third segment, to compare, to prove this equation, a strategy is to transfer a segment, one of the segments, let's say BC, onto the larger one. Now you take BC and transfer it onto AC. That is, mark a point. So let me in fact change the color to make the point. So mark a point K. Okay, so let's try to scale. So mark a point K on AC so that AK is equal to BC. mark it in such a way AK equal to BC. So this is what I mean by transferring the segment BC onto AK. Now the moment you do that, if you transfer BC onto AK, then in this equation we can plug in, instead of BC we can plug in AK, and then DC will become AC minus AK. But AC minus AK has meaning. It is actually nothing but the segment KC. Okay, so let's in fact see what effectively we'll have to prove. So let's write down the construction. Mark K on AC such that AK is equal to BC. Okay, then join KD. So we'll need it for our construction, for our proof. So let's in fact join KD. Okay, let's join KD here. Although they are not given in the problem, we should in fact even join BD. Okay, so let's join BD. So join KD, join BD. Alright, so now let's see what do we have to prove. What do we have to prove? To prove the following, we have to prove BC plus DC is equal to AC. Okay, that's what we have to prove. Okay, but this is equivalent to proving, it's the same thing as proving AK plus DC. In fact, that's how we constructed. This is equivalent to proving AK plus DC is equal to AC. This is by construction. The reason this is equivalent is by construction, because by construction we have AK equal to BC. Now this is the same as DC is equal to AC minus AK, but AC minus AK, as you can see in the drawing, is just KC. Okay, these are all line segments, by the way. And what I'm drawing, actually when I'm writing addition, I'm talking about the length of the line segments. Okay, so the length of the line segments DC is equal to KC. Okay, this is what we have to show. So it suffices to prove DC is equal to KC. But now notice, this is actually equivalent to proving something else. Okay, it's equivalent to proving that DKC is equilateral because of a important observation. So let's make that observation in the drawing on the left. Okay, so notice that, let's in fact use pink. Notice that because AB is equal to AD and BAD is 60 as given in the problem, because of these two data, right? In triangle ABD we have two sides equal and one angle 60, which means that ABD is an equilateral triangle. Okay, so this forces ABD to be an equilateral triangle. So this is 60 and this is 60. Okay, once we get that, we can use angles in the same segment to actually transfer these angles to some other point. So look at this segment AD. Okay, this subtends this angle 60. So therefore ACD also must be 60 because angles in the same segment are equal. So this is 60, and very similarly ACB and ADB and ACB are again angles in the same segment, and we know this is 60, so again this is 60. So therefore we get this to be 60 and this to be 60. Indeed, 60 plus 60 is 120. We already know that angle BCD is 120. Okay, so because of this additional fact that's reasoned in pink, we can actually further conclude that proving BC is equal to KC. Look at this triangle. We are asked to prove DC is equal to KC. Okay, so we have to prove DC is equal to KC. But in this triangle, proving DC is equal to KC is equivalent to proving it's equilateral because the included angle is 60 already. Okay, so this is equivalent to showing triangle DKC is equilateral. Okay, so what we will prove is that triangle DKC is equilateral, but that is equivalent by this chain of logic to the statement BC plus DC is equal to AC. So how do we prove now? So let's come to the proof. How do we prove that triangle DKC is equilateral? Okay, so now we already know AK is equal to BC, right? We know AK is equal to BC. What are the facts we know? By construction, AK is equal to BC. We know because ABD is equilateral, AD is equal to BD, right? So let's see. We know already this length is equal to this length here. Further, we know this length is equal to this length. Okay. So if you stare at it, since my diagram is almost, I've tried to draw it as accurate as possible. This is almost to scale. So you can just look at the drawing and see that this triangle looks like it's congruent to this triangle. Okay, right? So these two triangles looks like they are congruent. Okay, and indeed we can reverse guess. We have to prove DC is equal to KC. Okay, so we have to prove DC is equal to KC, and then it will become equilateral. But that's the same as showing DC is equal to DK, right? Because to prove this is equilateral, one angle is already 60, we have to just show its isosceles. So showing its isosceles, for instance, you could show by showing DC is equal to KD. But notice that if DC were equal to KD, then in these two triangles will become congruent by SSS, because DC will equal KD, BC will equal AK, and BD will equal AD. Okay, so indeed what we are asked to prove is in fact equivalent to the statement that AKD and BCD are congruent. But now somehow figure out how to prove it without knowing the fact that KD is equal to DC. We want to conclude that, we don't know that yet. So let's see from the given data whether we can prove. What do we know? We know that AD is equal to BD because ABD is equilateral. Okay. By construction, we know that AK is equal to BC. Alright, so we know two sides, corresponding sides are equal. If only the included angle were equal, we are done. And the answer is yes, indeed the included angle is equal because they are angles in the same segment. Notice this and this angle are both angles in the same segment, and therefore they are equal. So we can now write the formal proof. So we claim triangle AKD is congruent to triangle ABC. Okay. Now how do you prove that? The reason is SAS congruency. Okay, let's see. Let me write down. So AK is equal to BC given, I mean the construction, sorry, not given, construction. Okay, then AD is equal to BD. This you can say given because AB equal to AD and BAD equal to 60. AB equal to AD and BAD equal to 60 degrees imply that triangle ABD is equilateral. Okay. Finally, the included angles are also the same. So the included angle KAD is same as CAD, right? Because AKC are collinear, and angle CAD is same as angle CBD because they are angles in the same segment, right? So, but these are corresponding angles. So angles in same segment is the main reason. Angles in the same segment. Angles separated by the same arc rather. Okay. So all these three put together, you have SAS congruency. Hence, triangle AKD is congruent to triangle BCD. Now, triangle AKD is congruent to triangle BCD implies that DK, the corresponding sides are equal. So DK is equal to DC. Okay, but in triangle DKC, we already know KCD is 60. So in KCD, we have proved it's equilateral. KCD we have proved is isosceles, and one angle is 60. So therefore, triangle DKC is equilateral, and hence we have proved whatever we set out, and we are done. Okay, we wanted to prove triangle DKC is equilateral, and we have indeed proved it by spotting the congruency of the triangles AKD and BCD. Now there is a shorter way to solve this problem. Okay, one way is by not so short, but shorter than the first method. Okay, is by trigonometry. So let's again draw method 2. So let's do it by another method. Method 2 is trigonometry. Okay, trig. So let's in fact try to draw a rough sketch again. So you have the circle, let's say, so I'll use all the circle and so on, and you have the triangle. So let's draw this triangle like this. Like this, A, B, D, and you have C somewhere here, right? So we are redrawing the picture. Okay, so this is 60. This has been given to be the same. So what we'll do now is that we have to calculate AC, right? So let me draw that out. So already part of the drawing is done. So let's call this angle X and this angle Y. Okay, that way we can chase all the following angles: x because angles in the same segment, sorry, this angle is y because angles in the same segment, and this angle is x because angles in the same segment. Okay, so just let me show you how. This angle x and this angle is x because both are subtended by the arc BC. Okay, similarly you look at the arc CD, it subtends angle y and it subtends angle y, so that's why they are angles in the same segment, they are equal. Okay, we know now x plus y is 60 degrees, that is because this is x, this is y. We know the overall angle in the problem BAD is 60 degrees. Okay, what are we asked to prove? We are asked to prove AC. Prove, so let's write down what you have to prove. Prove AC is equal to BC plus DC. So in trigonometry you don't have to do some clever constructions, you just changed all the angles and you can now directly plug in the sine rule formulas. So you use the extended sine rule. Look at this triangle, look at the triangle ACB. Let's say the circumradius of the triangle, the radius of the circle is r. Okay, if the radius what is the proof? So let's write the proof down. Let the circumradius of triangle ABD be r. Notice the circumradius of triangle ABD, ABC, ACD, BCD are all the same. After all, there's only one circle. That r is the radius of the red circle. Okay, and one can call that the circumradius of triangle ABD, or one can call that the circumradius of triangle ABC, or whichever triangle is inscribed on that circle. Okay, all right. So now, so there's a common r, basically common radius. Okay, all right. So we can apply now sine rule to in triangle ABC. So in triangle ABC, if you applied sine rule, right, you will get AC is sine. So by the way, we know this is 60 degrees and 60 degrees. You already know that's an equilateral triangle. So AC is just 2r. This is extended sine rule. 2r sine of the opposite angle. In this triangle, the AC is what we are writing, and the sine of the opposite angle is 60 plus y. Okay, sine of 60 degrees plus y. In triangle ACD, if you see, okay, we could write down, oh by the way, we can already write down, so let's keep this down, we can already write down BC as well here. So right, so in this we could write BC as well. So BC is 2r sine x, right? As you guys can see, by sine rule, extended sine rule applied to this particular triangle, we are looking at BC, and the angle opposite to BC is x. Okay? So we can apply 2r sine x. In triangle ACD, on the other hand, we can calculate what is DC. DC is 2r sine y. Okay, because the circumradius is the same for both the triangles, and in fact the circle itself is the same, and DC is 2r sine y. So all you have to check now, so check to prove the statement, is that AC, which is 2r sine 60 plus y, okay, is equal to question mark, we don't know, we have to check this, is equal to 2r sine x plus 2r sine y. Okay, great. So 2r's cancel, right? We can cancel 2r everywhere. So really the check is just some simple algebra that we have to do. You have to just check whether sine x plus sine whatever y is equal to sine 60 plus y. Okay. Since there are already two y's in the equation, let's try to eliminate x. Okay. Let's replace x by, let's use this equation, x plus y is equal to 60, and eliminate x and write sine x as sine 60 minus y. Okay, let's write it as sine 60 minus y. And now we have to check whether this equation is true. So let's check whether that's true. So to check it, we can do it in various ways. Maybe we can just subtract sine 60 plus y, sine 60 minus y from sine 60 plus y. That looks nicer. So let's see. Let's do that. Let's start with sine 60 plus y minus sine 60 minus y. Okay. And if you calculate this, you will get sine a cos b plus cos a sine b, right? So sine 60 cos y plus cos 60 sine y minus, actually you can directly apply formula, but let it this way. So sine 60, which is root 3 by 2 again, root 3 by 2 cos y minus half cos 60 sine y, that is sine y. So clearly, as you can see, root 3 by 2 cos y cancels, half of sine y minus of minus half sine y is just sine, and That's what we set out to do. Okay, we wanted to show this plus this is equal to this. Instead I showed that sine 60 plus y minus sine 60 minus y is equal to whatever remains, sine y. Okay, so we are done. So we proved it by trigonometry that at the end it was just algebra and some trigonometric identities that you had to do. Okay, but there was no transferring segments. But the shortest method, so here I have drawn a GeoGebra plot, okay, which is to scale. So here we can now actually apply directly in one line. We can get the answer if you know a formula or a theorem called Ptolemy's theorem. So method 3, this is overkill. Method 3 is just one line answer. You just have to plug in. So let's see, it's called Ptolemy's theorem. Okay, Ptolemy's theorem. If you guys don't know what Ptolemy's theorem says, it says the following. Supposing you have a circle, okay, and you have a cyclic quadrilateral. Supposing you have a cyclic quadrilateral in a circle. Okay, supposing you have a cyclic quadrilateral in a circle. Let's say the vertices are A, B, C, D. Let's say the diagonals are BD and AC. Okay. Now Ptolemy's theorem says the following. In fact, let me state the strong form of Ptolemy's theorem. It says that quadrilateral ABCD is cyclic if and only if the following equation is true. BD into AC is equal to DC into AB plus AD into BC. Okay, so this is Ptolemy's theorem. Okay, Ptolemy's theorem states that any cyclic quadrilateral satisfies a property: the product of the sum of the products of the opposite lengths is equal to the product of the diagonals. In words, that's what this equation is. And conversely, if this equation is true for a quadrilateral, then such a quadrilateral is cyclic. Okay. Alright, so that's what I mean. Maybe one can say the strong form of Ptolemy's theorem is that. So now the thing is, if you apply it in this problem you have this triangle ABCD which is cyclic. So you just plug it in and use the fact that ABD is equilateral. And let's plug it in and see what we get. So in our case, we use the following fact. We use the fact that AB is equal to AD is equal to BD. Okay, because it's equilateral. Okay, ABD is equilateral, we can do that. So if you do that, then notice this BD here in this product AB and in the last one AD are all equal. So we can cancel them. So if you just cancel BD, AB and AD in Ptolemy's theorem, what you get is AC is equal to DC plus BC. You see, in one line you get the answer. Okay. So if you apply Ptolemy's theorem, you can solve this problem in one line.